Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. In today's intro, it's 4 a.m. However, it's not a real 4 a.m. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not 4 a.m. It's 3 a.m. It was 3:30 in the morning, but it's daylight savings time. We pushed the clocks forward, and I'm mad about it. Not really. I looked at the clock and it was 1:30, and I went, yo, sweet. I'm gonna do something for like 30 minutes. And then I did something for like 30 minutes, and then I looked at the clock and I went, hey, why is it 3 in the morning? Isn't it 2 in the morning? That doesn't seem right. Anyway, fuck daylight savings time. I had to delay 30 seconds so I don't get demonetized, but we've been longer than 30 seconds. I'd like to tell you I hate daylight savings time. This will affect the videos. This video you may notice depending on where you are. If you're in a place that doesn't have daylight savings time, I am now going to be doing everything that I do in terms of content 1 hour earlier, I think, is how it is. Yeah, because this video will be going up at 2:30. Hang on. Think about it. So right now it's 4 a.m., right? And this always fucks me up. I hate this shit. I always get so confused about daylight savings time. I'll fire up the run while I'm working through this in my head, right? So the video normally goes up at 2:30. It is now going to be going up 1 hour later, I think, if you don't have daylight savings time. If you're in a place where there is daylight savings, the video goes up at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time, maybe? Might be Eastern Daylight Time. It goes up at 2:30 Eastern Time. Either way you look at it, right? If you don't have daylight savings, when does this video go up? An hour later, I think? I think it goes up an hour earlier. Because the clocks move forward an hour. Yeah, this video goes up an hour earlier now, I think. I don't know. Hour earlier, hour later, either way. It's always something that I've really struggled to understand conceptually, and I don't know why. But either way, there's going to be a 1 hour difference in the video timing. That's why, if you're wondering. Although maybe what this might be is the videos returning to the time that they used to go up normally, but then I was putting them up an hour later. I don't know. Have I mentioned I fucking hate daylight savings time? I think this is the dumbest shit. I absolutely despise it. Top 10 worst things in the universe. They're not daylight savings time. I'm sure there are many things much worse than daylight savings time. And to say that it is the worst thing in all of existence is definitely incorrect. However, I don't like it, is the point. Anyway, we can begin. We're melting exile Awoken today. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Forgot to do that in the co-op video yesterday. But hope you're hanging in there. Hope you're doing well. It's Sunday for you. Hope you're having a nice end of your weekend, nice casual Sunday. Get ready for another great week out there. We have Rage Talos, Curse Fell, Sap Seraph, Molded, Razor Sharp Edge, Mortal Entrapment. Historically, I have had a tough time playing with Little Fade. However, I am ready to break that curse here today. I actually want to play Little Icarus. So I came into this and I was thinking I was going to play Firelight because I need to play Firelight because everyone tells me Firelight's the best and such. However, we have Awoken and I'm going to play Spikes. And that's the line there. Nice, really good combat. I'm going to not take the unit draft. Great combat for this. Absolutely. Because we just get to farm a bunch of kills. I'm not going to play any Train Stewards anywhere. We're just going to let Fade farm up a bunch of kills and we're going to be off to a bang and start, I hope. So I think I'm going to let one of these clergymen go by. Like, I think the best line here, I've been in this position a few times now, and I think the best thing to do is just let this guy go. Take the 4 kills here and then let this guy go. Because I think we need Fade to be played over, fighting the boss over 2 4s, basically. Although if I play her top 4, hang on, it's a little better to play her top 4, right? Because next round, I'll be able to replay her mid 4. Yeah. If I play her top 4 here, then all 5 of these will die to her, and then she will burn out, and then I can reform and replay her mid 4. And she'll reform at +5 from this, which is 16. It's not worth it to Razor Sharper. The inconsistencies I feel with Little Fade are instantly alleviated when your secondary clan is Exile Melting. Or sorry, Exile Awoken, my bad. There's not really much of a question. If I miss on this turn, it is unbelievable. Truly, it is unbelievable if I ever have a timing to miss Little Fade. Rather to miss the reform. It could happen here. It did not, thankfully. Could have happened there, though. If it did, though, it's not the end of the world, right? We're gonna take, like, 15. It's fine. Like, excellent start. Extremely, extremely, extremely good start. Yeah, she's at 27. In these runs, like in these Spike's Fade runs, I do get a lot of mileage out of Entombed Explosive when I take it. It usually just gives me the kill on the first heavy that we see onto Fade. It's like, it's a really strong card, and I don't need to take another Molded. This, by the way, just a quick aside, this seems like I always like to point out things that I think are interesting, statistical. It's not even really an anomaly, depending on how you think about it, but like, interesting thing that you probably haven't seen before or don't see very often. Our first clan pack offered us the 2 cards that we have in our starter. Very uncommon to be offered an uncommon in your first clan pack and to have it be the same one that you started with. Oh, golly. Big Steel Enhancer here. If we see a haste combat, I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and just... I do not really think we need a Remnant unit. I'm pretty sure that Fade is on pace to outscale our enemies pretty comfortably. Although having a Remnant unit as a fallback is not bad. Like having just a 20-10 up there is nice. Or like a... yeah, I'll do it. It's nice to just have something just in case, you know? Multi-strike +10 +25. This guy, 20-10. That's exactly who I was thinking of. It's nice to have Paraffin Thug as just a just in case. I'm not going to give him multi-strike or anything like that, I'll just give him +25. He'll act as a nice little fallback plan. He can catch something sneaking by, perhaps. Really, he's just going to pay for himself on the priests, really. Invasion Trial doesn't bother me here. Rather, I should say, Invasion Trial does... I don't want Invasion Trial, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, you kind of go back and forth on if it's worth it or not. I think it is not worth it, because you might think of it as passing on kills for Little Fade, and it is kind of like that. I mean, it is that. I am passing on, I should kill 1. I'm missing 3 kills on Fade there if I play the Invasion Trial, but what ends up happening is you have to play her top 4 every round, and she just gets like stuck up there, basically. I don't like it. I think it ends up being not worth it. May as well Razor Sharpen. I mean, why not? And caught the Collector, he earned 20 gold. Paraffin Thug's looking pretty nice. I think, so the co-op run that went up, Cranberry and I, we had a pretty interesting one on Saturday, which is yesterday for you, if you're watching this when it goes live and such. But the thing that I saw in that run, there's a lot that happens in it, I won't spoil it too much. However, one like thing that I am really finding in Monster Train is something that I don't do but definitely need to do, is just kind of like clicking on this unit. Something that I definitely skipped out on a lot. But in the co-op run, we just take like Horned Warrior. We don't give him any upgrades. We just take Horned Warrior, and he saves the run. Like he is insane. And I think that's something that I've been pushing a lot lately, is just clicking on a unit here and there. And it's just like, yeah, this unit's not perfect. He's not going to kill Seraph for us, right? You're not killing Seraph with a 34. But, like, this Paraffin Thug is another good example, right? We're not killing Seraph with a 20-35, but if, like, 1 or 2 enemies slips by, he kills them instead of them going by. It's not a huge risk either to take it. I like Dripfall here. And I'm not particularly interested in this. I guess Sting is fine. When is Sting bad? Great point. Yeah, like just clicking on Paraffin Thug feels like a good choice here. I don't need to go Steel Shop. I'm gonna go Magic Shop. Permafrost is really nice. Holdover's fine too. Double Stack's worthless. I mean, I guess you could maybe double stack Mortal Entrapment. That's kind of gross. I just heard Cranberry scream. He hates this card, by the way. I don't know why. I don't know what it is he has against it. I think Mortal Entrapment is fine. Fine to good. Like, it's not going to do a ton for us here, but, you know. Trample Stone is interesting with Spike's Fade. It's, like, not great. Yeah, I like going Spike's Fade here for sure. Like, obviously, we're super far ahead of the curve. We had a really, really fortunate first combat, but I'm really excited to see Adaptive Mutation on this run. Basically is what I want to say there. I'm not interested in these cards. I'm thinking they're not worth... Could maybe take on Name Tome, but... yeah, it's fine. I don't think we need it. Actually, I probably should take Stygian Tome there. It's just worth it, I think. Is it? I think it is. There's not a whole lot to silence on this Seraph, but it's still nice to have. Also, this is a tough combat. I'm going to have to, A, recognize this is a tough combat. Step 1 of the process is done. And then B, I need to plan for it. I do not mind giving her 25 here. This is a cognizant choice to give her 25 here. I just want to make sure that's clear. I am deciding to do that. Ah, look at this. No reform. Interesting. It's not so bad. We've had such a good start that this isn't going to set us like super far behind or anything. I'm also happy to play Explosive and just kill a 45 health unit. Interesting position though. I'm probably going to end up wanting to duplicate Steel Enhancer on this one. More health is really good for Fade. Also, bring these back. Don't play Train Steward. Do play Entombed Explosive to kill another Disciple. I'm feeling alright. It's 12 minutes into the episode. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, bring back a little classic, check if I'm muted, because it's been a while since I've thought about that. Cranberry, we did a 2-hour... I, like, truncated the first half of that sentence. What the hell? Cranberry and I... we did another recording session of Final Fantasy 13-2, and I'm really crippled by this thought that I have of I'm gonna check the footage in like a few weeks when I go to cut the videos up and just find out that I've been muted the whole time. I'm dying thinking about that. I double check like every episode to make sure I'm not muted, and it still is on my mind. It is the worst. It's just the worst. Like there's nothing I need to say after it. It's just awful. I don't like it. Where am I putting this? I really don't know. I'm like robbing Fate of a kill if I place it bottom floor. No, I'm not. It doesn't kill. That's fine. Also, I'm probably not killing this with Fade. I am glad that I reformed it. I need to be playing Fade with Talos. I need to basically elevate her Fade up now, I think. Maybe I don't, considering this, but, you know. I actually kind of want to drop the Forge Disciple. Okay, if I drop the Forge Disciple, is it really bad? Am I, like, trolling if I do that? It's an extra kill for Fade. I lose 88 damage, but I think we're in a position of power here. We'll start with the Steel Enhancer. It's only bad if I miss a reform, but we should have a positive chance of hitting the reform, so I'm gonna do it. Minus 88. Even if we miss the reform, we play Fade top 4 and then it's fine. So in our worst possible cases, which we don't see, we're still okay. Yeah, because Fade kills here. We're super, super far ahead. Just in all senses of the idea. We are exceptionally powerful. Endless is a bait here. This is really bad. It might sound... I mean, I guess it's not the worst if I put it on Entombed Explosives. Then at Burnout 1, it just dies. Does 50. Oh, excuse me. Maybe it is 4 a.m. Oh, it's closing in on real 4 a.m. Almost 5 a.m. Oh, God. I'm gonna skip these. I don't think I want any of them. maybe take Rail Spike as well, but like we're gonna power out a lot of removals and just kind of be chillin'. I don't need to click any of these. It's, again, like what do I click? I guess I take draw because we have root seeds, or rather energy because I have root seeds, and then maybe draw after. I don't know. We don't need space. That's the real one to point out for you. Here we have a duplicate. I kind of want to double duplicate. That seems kind of bad though. Oh yeah. 2 duplicates in the magic shop. It just doesn't line up right. I think I want to go this vortex, and then since I don't care about the steel shop, I'll go here and take the event, the health, and the hell vent. I want to duplicate steel enhancer here, but I also want to remove train steward. So it's kind of a toss-up. Don't want any of these. Wing steel's pretty nice. Man, first Hell Pact, huh? Wow, first Hell Pact and Lightstone casing, and I could have had it. Well, with a remove consume, I could have had it. Although, I shouldn't have clicked on first Hell Pact, by the way. That was just ridiculous of me. I don't think that choice matters a whole lot. I was just dreaming of the infinite that I just missed. Well, what would I even do an infinite with here? Like, what would I do for an infinite? I'm gonna play root seeds infinitely? Oh, wow, that's painful. I don't need it. It's like, taking the Spike Trial there is probably okay, but I just don't need it. You know what would be nice on this run? Ways to kill Fade. Like a Subsuming Blade wouldn't be bad, or like a Vine Grasp, but I think it's too late for Vine Grasp. Cards like those would be nice. Being able to kill Fade myself would be solid. Yeah, Steel Enhancer makes a huge difference. It just pushes her past a few of these important breakpoints in the early game. You see it right here in action. She gets to kill the 9-2 for me. And then here you can see Entombed Explosive in action. He softens this up for Little Fade. And we'll focus on getting every kill. I don't need to worry about curses. We took energy. We have plenty of card draw. Energy also particularly good against Curse Spell here, who could pose a bit of a threat. Beautiful. I mean, we're as I've been saying, we're ridiculously far ahead here. We are so far ahead on Fade Spikes kills that we're sitting pretty. I gotta tell you, I have very few fears about this run. The only way this run goes bad is if my eyes have deceived me and this is actually Chase Sarah. That's not true. I'm sure there's other ways that this run goes bad. I'm 1 off of Fade dying here, which is a shame. We hit another awkward breakpoint here in the other direction. Unfortunately, I am 1 root seeds away from making this fine. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. She shouldn't miss the kill on the boss or anything weird like that. I suppose I could play this explosive. Fade gets 2 less kills. I'm not really worried about the boss. If I'm wrong, we can just replay and go, okay, lesson learned. Because obviously there's a winning line if I die here. I mean, I guess this works. It's very odd, but I suppose that works. Sure, like, why not? Yeah, and we're at the 93 spikes on floor 4. Ooh, buddy. Crushing Demise kills Fade. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Sometimes the problem is it sometimes kills enemies, which is not so good. Crushing Demise is bad because it kills the enemies. Go right here and grab this Hell Vent. I want to duplicate Steel Enhancer. I'm diluting my pool here a little bit, my Reform pool, but I'm not too worried about that. Check Awoken here for Thorn Casing. It's just Wildwood Sap. Did I fuck up this pathing, by the way? I did. Just making sure. For some reason I felt like I went to the duplicate last node, but that's wrong. It doesn't really matter which shop we go to here either, because spell upgrades don't really matter. Unit upgrades don't really matter. Does multi-strike matter here? Again, I'm just not gonna bother taking it. It probably makes no difference if I have multi-strike on my enemies or not, but like, I don't need to find out. One of these guys, one stealth boy sneaking by here is just so much damage. It's 20 instead of 10. It's just not worth it to me. This is a classic conundrum here. Sorry, I'm really feeling the yawns. I think it's something to do with talking, honestly. I think when I talk for this long, it just elicits yawns from me. So I think we play middle four and then we just let Parap and Thug clean up. And this is where we hold the line sort of situation. If I drop Collector, sometimes I get to kill it next turn with a Sting. It's worth a shot, like there's no reason not to. Nice. Now what I can also do here is fade back, play fade. Doesn't quite kill both. I could have Crushing Demised if I wanted to, but I decided not to. This is pretty cute here. We do a 2 on Clip Defender and then Skill Enhancer here and we get all about the same. Also ways to manipulate Fade's health, which is nice. I don't know who the boss is, but it also doesn't matter. Just thinking about that now. Who's the boss? I think it's Sower of Sorrows. Yeah, Paraffin Thug has saved us. Like you can see also what I was saying earlier in action, right? He's just catching a few runoffs here and there, and it's like, oh wow. Paraffin Thug has saved us a lot. How much has he saved us? Like, on this combat alone, he caught a 10. He's caught 16. Oh, yeah, this does make sense. I was like, man, these are all 3 dying? That doesn't seem right. No, that seems right. Disregard. I'm with it now. And then here I will play Crushing Demise. Although it's 1026. Either way, it's kind of awkward here. I mean, I may as well give it the extra health then. It's fine. Maybe I'll draw more on trap anyway. It is Sower of Sorrows. Cool. I guessed correctly. I mean, I knew. We crush him, of course. Oh wow! I didn't draw a didn't draw a Reform again, huh? I hit the Mortal Entrapment, but I didn't hit the Reform to go with it. That's a shame. I mean, I have to hit a Reform next turn. It is impossible not to. Does Little Fade kill this boy? That's the real question I have to ask. Let's just do a little quick hypothesizing, shall we? She's gonna have 43 health. So it's 4 hits from the boss. Oh yeah, she kills. We're fine. You know what I could do instead though? I should do this. Because then she'll kill both the marksmen. And I don't have to push that off to next turn. And then this was guaranteed. Was there a way that this could have gone wrong? I don't think so. Cool. I mean, this is... I do think that my sound effects broke. My sound effects broke there. Huh. I think that Spike's Fade is super... My sound effects are just broken? Shouldn't there be a sound playing there? This isn't Thorn Casing, by the way. This is Preserved Thorns. I'm going to skip this. Am I losing it? I might be losing it. Anyway, I think that Spike's Fade is very feast or famine, and we are feasting right now. You get just a little bit ahead. You get like that early. You get the. I honestly think you get that first Clergy combat, and you just crush these runs. I'm down to do this. Large Stone Paraffin Thug. My man has earned it. He is holding it down up there. think I might toss Razor Sharp Edge, honestly. Like, the worst card in this deck is probably Razor Sharp. I don't really want to be... Although, being able to -2 Fade is sometimes nice, as well as the +10. Yeah, I guess I don't really want to remove anything, then. Huh. It's interesting. 26 cards, but I don't want to remove anything. Because, like, I feel like you upset the balance a little bit if you remove Reforms. With Root Seeds is just a positive card. Steel Enhancers, like, all of the rest of them do something. Sting, or are not negative, right? Grip Fall's a nice little answer. Crushing Demise kills Fade. Entombed Explosive, maybe Entombed Explosive can go, but like, I'm honestly okay. 26 cards. This deck also reaches a point at some point along the line where you just play Fade and Reform for end land. We might be at that point now, probably are at that point now, realistically. But, nonetheless. This is a good case for Razor Sharp Edge. I put it on Fade if I don't do this. Although, if I put it on Fade and bring her back, the Curse Boy still lives. And I also don't play Penance or Paraffin Thug. Okay, so I put it here. At least we considered it, right? I think it is better. We don't need to play super greedy for kills at this point, since we are almost to killing 190 health heavies on Fel. If I wanted to greed, I could here by playing Fade and then Root Seeds on the Alabaster Guardian. I'm not going to catch this guy though. We'll just play it out the normal way here. I was never going to catch that Alabaster Guardian on the mid floor. Fine to just do this. One more health and we get you. Yeah, we are snowballing. Feels very nice. This isn't, I'm not giving up on playing Firelight Fade, although Firelight Fade is probably something that I won't really ever come to fully appreciate until I play the DLC, which is, by the way, pretty soon. It's like 10 days now, right? I think so. No, it is the 14th right now. It's like 11 days away. I think it's coming out on the 25th. I don't actually remember when it's coming out, come to think of it. It's exciting though. You guys excited for the DLC? A lot of people, you know, I remember talking about that lore video, jokingly, way back, but I will probably actually make a lore video. I'm not sure what it'll be. It may just be me reading lore pieces and then giving like little fun. And maybe you could do a lore series. You know, this is a good thought process to go down here. I could do a series of videos of just me reading like the lore on artifacts and the lore on units and things like that, and then telling you like how it relates to other things. Like, oh well, let me see if there's one I can do here. But the Pyrostone Brace proved to be wildly successful. Sarah stole my design and created a similar device to infuse the stones with light instead, as this is his way. Created a housing much more ostentatious than the simple one I created for hell. Okay, there's nothing particularly interesting in that. Come to think of it, or come to mention it, I suppose. But you get the idea. Anything interesting in any of this? I don't know if there is. I think a lot of the interesting ones come from things added in the Friends and Foes update. Like, they talk about Arcus being Fal's brother, for example. Which is, you really missed this by 2? Do I want 3 more spikes or do I want 20 gold? I mean, I want 3 more spikes, but, you know. Worth noting I had the choice to get the 20 gold. You want to show me Adaptive Mutation here? Because that'd be pretty rough. That'd be pretty wild. Cycle of Life is pretty good. I really do think Awoken is the best clan to have with Fade. I think Awoken's just the best clan to have. I think that Stygian is really strong, but Awoken is also very, very strong. Definitely the 2 strongest clans in the game, if you ask me. But yeah, the lore video, I'm not 100% certain what I'll do with it. I'm gonna play through these while I talk about this. You get a Spike Steel plus 1 damage per stack. That sounds good. None of these are that crazy here. Hammer Chestplates is pretty nice, actually. Having Fade plus 3 at the start is cool. I'm gonna remove one primitive mold. Tentative one primitive mold. I'll also toss out the entombed explosive while I'm here. Yeah, if you have any ideas for how to structure the lore video, I like to pose it to you guys, because A, the content is going to be made for you to enjoy, and B, a lot of the very good ideas I've had have come from you guys, from YouTube comments. Like co-op with Cranberry was a suggestion someone hit me with way back, and I was like, yo, that sounds real fun. I'll message Cranberry. And then I did. This combat's kind of rough, by the way. It's just difficult to get there with Fade. It doesn't matter if I razor sharp anything. But yeah, I think that there's a few different ways I could go about it. Oh, I should have reformed her first. Yeah. Oh well. She's getting there on the front of health. We're close. I do kind of like the idea of just doing it by going through and reading things. The problem with that is that I'd have to like open the game, and I'd have to do it like after breaking the win streak or something like that, because I have to open the game and do like this and like hover over these enemies. I don't think there's a place to look at the enemies like a bestiary. I'm not sure about that though. I do just want to crush Fade here. Stack up even more. So. The other thing is, in regards to the lore video, is if I were to do this in a different style, I would probably have to find some sort of like background art to use. I wouldn't want to make the video just a black screen with me talking. I'd have to have something as like a visual. I don't know. It's up in the air for sure, but it is, a lot of people have been asking for it. It is something that I will most likely make for you to enjoy. 53s are gonna go up. I probably just replay Fade and kill the boss, right? She should crush this guy, absolutely. And we get 20 gold out of it. Nice. I'll close that thought. I've been having this kind of like side dialogue about the lore video while playing through the game. Here to solidify this thought and give you what I want to say. If you have any ideas for the lore video, I will gladly listen, and it is something that I will make after the DLC comes out, which is pretty soon. I should start working on it now, honestly. Start getting some of the stuff that's in the game. I was thinking about Subsuming Blade, but we are done with this run. I will not kid you. Our Fade is at like 300 spikes. We are done. I'm gonna go the path that doesn't require me to think about Unstable Vortex. Hold over. I really like holding over like Cycle of Life here. I honestly maybe just Steel Enhancer. I do want something. I mean, it doesn't matter. Hold over Steel Enhancer is nice. Hold over Cycle of Life at 1 cost, that was pretty cool. So I'll do that. It's not something I get to do all that often. You just stack up like plus 10 health per turn. Duplicate it, plus 20 health per turn. Why not? Treat yourself. I miss Gnarl Root. How sad. It's not that sad. The how sad is not very. Wow, we drew both Cycle of Lives on turn 1. I'm pretty sure I just play. If I play Fade, I'll just play it normally. I was thinking about doing some line where I try to keep her alive on top floor, but nah. Oh, but I have double holdover. So sometimes I don't draw her. That's interesting. I'll play one of these in this case. Very strange. Not to redraw the form. Very, very interesting position. We don't have a whole lot of trouble killing Fade because of Jade Wing. Sorry, I was there for a second. I paused and the game like visually froze. That was very odd. I guess she dies reasonably frequently. The cycle of lifeline is one. I would have actually followed it if I had a healing card in the deck, but how are you gonna know that you're gonna make a weird cycle of life pivot on this turn, right? You're not gonna know that. This turn, I guess on this combat, right before this combat, however you wanna say it. Again, this guy can die to Paraffin Fled. Remember when that didn't cost health to play? It only took from total HP. That was nice. Oh hey, he has spikes now too. Look at that. I of course planned that. I'm sure you're well aware. I thought that through the 3 spikes. It was all a part of my plan. Fade has 97 health. That is quite a lot. Especially the 616 every time she gets hit. Holy shit. Tragic. We lose our boy. It is actually not great that he dies because he is going to enter the reform pool. I guess I just get him out nice and quick. I think Fade kills Seraph right away. I think he dies down here. That's a big Fade in the Paraffin Thug. Alright. Pretty solid run, I gotta tell you. Very, very rock solid Spike's Fade run. God, I love Spike's Fade. When it's good, it's so good. God. Just 300 spikes, reform, fade. What a beaut. Alright, that's the end of the video. You can go home now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.